Okay, knife defense, backhand. Okay, this is when this guy comes in with this big arching backhand. I don't know why someone do this, but it looks really cool. So the important thing here is closing the gap, right? He comes in with this big swing and really gives me his back. Okay, it makes it really easy to close that gap. I've got to get inside of that knife as soon as possible here. So all I'm going to do is make little field goal hands here. So as he winds up here, I'm looking to block that wrist from coming in. Okay, so the more effectively you close the gap, the better this is going to work. If I'm kind of out here and he swings in, you're going to get more of the way that Helio shows it, and we're going to get kind of catch on the wrist. Okay, where we're just kind of shutting down that forearm. So if the gap is larger and I come in, I'm probably going to catch here. Okay, but if I'm a little closer and I'm able to close the gap more, I'm still going to the wrist here, but I'm really getting in chest to tricep on this so that he can't continue that swing, right? If I close the gap here and he continues that stab, I'm not in the path of the knife anymore, okay? So he stabs, we'll just go with the way Helio shows it. I'm a little farther out, immediately grabbing the wrist, all right? You're gonna get cut. It's just how it is. So from here, I don't wanna give him time to get this other hand in the game. So this hand is going to go under, and I'm immediately going to stuff that arm through before his other hand has a chance to get on the weapon. I'm going to go shoulder deep into his armpit, and I'm going to pull down on the elbow and push up on the wrist. So from this other angle so that you can see that, okay, he comes with the big backhand, boom. Grabbing the wrist, this hand feeds under, and immediately stuffing. You can see I'm putting my shoulder into here, and you shouldn't be able to get a hand on there to pass off the knife. So to complete the movement, I'm going to step behind his leg here. I'm going to go elbow into my hip. I'm going to dig this hand deep so that I have a nice strong pull here. If I just leave it here, my pull's kind of weak. So I'm going to feed that hand nice and deep and then tuck that elbow nice and tight to my body. I really want to pull that elbow down because it increases the leverage on this little kimura here. So you can see that my hand is under. His wrist is essentially just resting in the web of my hand. Okay. Having the elbow to the hip allows me to push up on that wrist with my hips. Okay? If the elbow is off of the hip and he resists me, sometimes if he's strong, he'll push that down, and now I don't have an effective lift here. So by framing that into the hip, one, it makes it so that he can't drop his hand down. If he drops his hand down here, you probably aren't going to get this kimura to work. Okay? So as I step through, I'm immediately framing the elbow to the hip, right here. That way, as I step through, my hips are automatically pushing that through. Then I can give my hips a little bit of a push here, and then I'm just raising that hand to the ceiling. So here's the movement to complete the move. And you can see how deep I am on the shoulder here. Okay. So, big backhand. The better I close this gap, the better it is. If I get chest to tricep here, I'm great. And underhooks right on the antecubital, the bend of the elbow here. C-gripping the wrist, always on the hand as much as possible. And I'm feeding that through. My shoulder's already going into the armpit. Stepping the leg behind. Elbow is to the hip through that movement. And then I'm pulling this down. You can see I fed that nice and deep and pressing this up. Okay, to that shoulder lock. So it can be a pretty difficult shoulder lock to get, so the technique has to be there 100%.